Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Chapter 11, The Yoga of the Vision of the Cosmic Form, Summary of the 11th Discourse. Arjun's doubts having been removed through a clear description of the nature of the Atma and the origin and destruction of all created things, he is now ready to behold the cosmic vision. Krishna grants him the divine sight, by means of which Arjun beholds the Lord as a vast cosmic manifestation. The vision is at once all-comprehensive and simultaneous. In every direction, Arjun sees the Lord as the entire universe. All the created worlds, gods, beings, creatures and things stand revealed as the one gigantic body of the Lord. Arjun further sees that the great cosmic drama is set in motion and controlled by the almighty power of the Lord. His will alone prevails in all things and actions, both good and bad. The Lord exhorts him to fight, he being only an apparent cause of the destruction of his enemies. Arjun is unable to bear the pressure of the sudden expansion of consciousness and is filled with fear. He begs the Lord to assume once more his usual form. Krishna reiterates that this vision cannot be had through any amount of austerities, study, sacrifices, or philanthropic acts. Supreme devotion is the only means by which one can have access to his grand vision. Arjun says, verse 1, By this explanation of the highest secret concerning the self, which thou hast spoken out of compassion towards me, my delusion is gone. The origin and the destruction of beings verily have been heard by me in detail from thee, O lotus-eyed Lord, and also thy inexhaustible greatness. Now, O Supreme Lord, as thou hast thus described thyself, O Supreme Person, I wish to see thy divine form. If thou, O Lord, thinkest it possible for me to see it, do thou then, O Lord of the yogis, show me thy imperishable self. The blessed Lord said in verse 5, Behold, O Arjun, my forms, by the hundreds and thousands of different sorts, divine and of various colors and shapes. Behold the Adityas, the Vasus, the Rudras, the two Ashwins, and also the Maruts. Behold many wonders never seen before, O Arjun. Now behold, O Arjun, in this my body, the whole universe centered in the one, including the moving and the unmoving, and whatever else thou desirest to see. But thou art not able to behold me with these thine own eyes. I give thee the divine eyes. Behold my lordly yoga. Sanjay says in verse 9, Having thus spoken, O king, the great Lord of Yoga, Hari Krishna, showed to Arjun his supreme form as the Lord, with numerous mouths and eyes, with numerous wonderful sights, with numerous divine ornaments, with numerous divine weapons, uplifted, such a form he showed, wearing divine garlands and apparel, anointed with divine unguents, and the all-wonderful, resplendent being, endless, with faces on all sides. If the splendor of 1,000 suns were to blaze out at once simultaneously in the sky, that would be the splendor of that mighty being, the great soul. There, in the body of the God of gods, Arjun then saw the whole universe resting in the one with its many groups. Then Arjun, filled with wonder and with hair standing on end, bowed down his head to the Lord and spoke with joined palms. Arjun said in verse 15, I behold all the gods, O God, in thy body, and hosts of various classes of beings, Brahma, the Lord, seated on the lotus, all the sages and the celestial serpents. I see thee of boundless form on every side, with many arms, stomachs, mouths, and eyes. Neither the end, nor the middle, nor also the beginning do I see, O Lord of the universe, O cosmic form. I see thee with the diadem, the club, and the discus. a mass of radiance shining everywhere, very hard to look at, blazing all around like burning fire, and the sun, an immeasurable. Thou art the imperishable, the supreme being, worthy of being known. Thou art the great treasure house of this universe. Thou art the imperishable protector of the eternal Dharma. Thou art the ancient person, I deem. I see thee without beginning, middle, or end, infinite in power of endless arms, the sun and the moon being thy eyes, the burning fire thy mouth, heating the entire universe with thy radiance. The space between the earth and the heaven and all the quarters are filled by thee alone. Having seen this, thy wonderful and terrible form, the three worlds are trembling with fear, O great souled being. Verily into thee entered these hosts of gods. Some extol thee in fear with joined palms. May it be well. Saying thus, bands of great sages and perfected ones praise thee with complete hymns. The Rudras, Adityas, Vasus, Sadhyas, Vishadevas, and two Ashwins, Maruts, the mains and hosts of celestial singers, Yakshas, demons, and the perfected ones are all looking at thee in great astonishment. Having beheld thy immeasurable form, with many mouths and eyes, O mighty armed, with many arms, thighs, and feet, with many stomachs, and fearful with many teeth, the worlds are terrified, and so am I. On seeing thee, the cosmic form, touching the sky, shining in many colors, with mouths wide open, with large fiery eyes, I am terrified at heart, and find neither courage nor peace, O Vishnu. Having seen thy mouths, fearful with teeth, blazing like the fires of cosmic dissolution, I know not the four quarters, nor do I find peace. Have mercy, O Lord of the gods, O abode of the universe. All the sons of Dhritarashtra, with the hosts of kings of the earth, Vishwa, Drona, and Karna, with the chief among all our warriors, they hurriedly enter thy mouths with terrible teeth and fearful to behold. Some are found sticking in the gaps between the teeth, with their heads crushed to powder. Verily, just as many torrents of rivers flow towards the ocean, even so these heroes of the world of men enter thy flaming mouths. As mouths hurriedly rush into a blazing fire for their own destruction, so also these creatures hurriedly rush into thy mouths for their own destruction. Thou lickest up, devouring all the worlds on every side with thy flaming mouths. Thy fierce rays filling the whole world with radiance are burning, O Vishnu. Tell me who thou art, so fierce in form. Salutations to thee, O God supreme. Have mercy. I desire to know thee, the original being. I know not, indeed, thy doing. The blessed Lord said in verse 32, I am the mighty world destroying time, now engaged in destroying the worlds. Even without thee, none of the warriors arrayed in the hostile armies shall live. Therefore, stand up and obtain fame. Conquer the enemies and enjoy the unrivaled kingdom. Verily, they have already been slain by me. Be thou a mere instrument, O Arjun. Drona, Bhishma, Jayadratha, Karna, and all the other courageous warriors, these have already been slain by me. Do thou kill. Be not distressed with fear. Fight, and thou shalt conquer thy enemies in battle. Sanjay says in verse 35, having heard that speech of Lord Krishna, the crowned one Arjun with joined palms, trembling, prostrating himself, again addressed Krishna in a choked voice, bowing down, overwhelmed with fear. Arjun said, It is meet, O Krishna, that the world delights and rejoices in thy praise. Demons fly in fear to all quarters, and the hosts of the perfected ones bow to thee. And Why should they not, O great soul, bow to thee who art greater than all else, the primal cause even of Brahma the creator, O infinite being, O Lord of the gods, O abode of the universe? Thou art the imperishable, the being, the non-being, and that which is the supreme, that which is beyond the being and the non-being. Thou art the primal God, the ancient Purush, the supreme refuge of this universe, the knower, the knowable, and the supreme abode. By thee is the universe pervaded, O being of infinite forms. Thou art Vayu, Yama, Agni, Varun, the moon, the creator, and the great-grandfather. Salutations. Salutations unto thee 1,000 times, and again salutations, salutations unto thee. Salutations to thee from front and from behind. Salutations to thee on every side of all. Thou infinite in power and prowess, pervadest all, therefore thou art all. Whatever I have presumptuously uttered from love or carelessness, addressing thee as O Krishna, O Yadava, O friend, regarding thee merely as a friend, unknowing of this thy greatness. In whatever way I may have insulted thee, for the sake of fun while at play, reposing, sitting at our meals, when alone with thee, O Achyutya, or in company, that I implored thee, immeasurable one, to forgive. Thou art the Father of this world, unmoving and moving. Thou art to be adored by this world. Thou art the greatest Guru, for none there exists who is equal to thee. How can there be? How can there be another superior to thee in the three worlds, O being of unequaled power? Therefore, bowing down, prostrating my body, I crave thy forgiveness. O adorable Lord, as a father forgives his son, a friend his dear friend, a lover his beloved, ever so, shoulder, thou forgive me, O God. I am delighted, having seen what has never been seen before, and yet my mind is distressed with fear. Show me that previous form only, O God. Have mercy, O God of gods, O abode of the universe. I desire to see thee as before, crowned, bearing a mace, with a discus in hand, in thy former form only, having 4 arms, O 1,000-armed cosmic form, the being. The Blessed Lord says in verse 47, O Arjun, this cosmic form has graciously been shown to thee by me, by my own yogic power, full of splendor, primeval and infinite. This cosmic form of mine has never been seen before by anyone other than thyself. Neither by the study of the Vedas, the sacrifices, nor by gifts, nor by rituals, nor by severe austerities, can I be seen in this form in the world of men by any other than myself, O great hero of the Kurus, Arjun. Be not afraid nor bewildered on seeing such a terrible form of mine as this. With thy fear entirely dispelled, and with a gladdened heart, now behold again this former form of mine. Sanjay says in verse 50, having thus spoken to Arjun, Krishna again showed his own form, and the great soul Krishna, assuming his gentle form, consoled him who was terrified. Arjun says, having seen this thy gentle human form, O Krishna, now I am composed and restored to my own nature. The Blessed Lord said, very hard indeed it is to see this form of mine, which thou hast seen. Even the gods are ever longing to behold it. Neither by the Vedas, nor by the austerity, nor by gift, nor by sacrifice can I be seen in this form, as thou hast seen me so easily. And in the final verse of verse 54, the Blessed Lord says, but by single-minded devotion can I of this form be known and seen in reality, and also entered into, O Arjun. He who does all actions for me, who looks upon me as the supreme, who is devoted to me, who is free from attachment, who bears enmity towards no creature, he comes to me, O Arjun. Hari Om Tat Sat. This is the essence of the whole teaching of the Gita. He who practices this teaching attains supreme bliss and immortality. Such a one realizes him and enters into his being, becoming completely one with him. This verse contains a summary of the entire Gita philosophy. Thus, in the Upanishads of the glorious Bhagavad Gita, the science of the eternal, the scripture of yoga, the dialogue between Sri Krishna and Arjun, ends the 11th discourse entitled The Yoga of the Vision of the Cosmic Form.